up, guys? Brandon here. Just wanted to check in and see how everybody's doing. Unfortunately, Ben and I couldn't get together, so I am gonna try a new idea for a series. I was doing some searching on the internet, and I thought this was kind of cool. One of my favorite albums, and actually one of my favorite bands, Alcest, they have a 10-year anniversary of one of my favorite shoegaze, blackgaze, black metal albums, and it's I'm gonna butcher this completely, but it's Écailles de Lune. The band's from France. They started back in 2000, and for those who aren't familiar with the band, they're post black metal kind of shoegaze kind of stuff. The band primarily consists of two members, and that's Neige. He's the lead vocalist. He does keyboards, guitars. He did do some drums on some of the earlier stuff and bass on some of the other stuff, but primarily he's been doing, songwriting, lead vocals, guitars. And then Jean Winterhalter de Flandre. Sorry, I'm going to butcher your name. He does the drums and percussion. And they have a live lineup as well. Zero, which is guitar and backing vocals. He's got his own project, which is pretty awesome. And Indria Saray on bass, killer bass player. But it started out as a solo project, kind of a dreamy band. They basically started out as a concept of Neige's fairy tale place of colors and landscapes that he had seen when he was younger, and wanted to basically make music that was of that realm. And I think that's a pretty awesome thing to do with music, and I feel like the music itself sort of is from another world. Their second full length, which was the one we're going to be talking about, Écailles de Lune, again, I'm going to butcher the terminology, stands for Scales of the Moon. This was released on March 29th in 2010. So it's actually the 10-year anniversary of this record. And I thought it would be really cool to do sort of a react video from something from that record. Actually, in particular, I want to look at my favorite song, which is Écailles de Lune Part 1. And I didn't want to just play a song from the album itself. I thought it would be kind of cool to experience, maybe for the first time, I haven't actually watched a video on this, a live performance. So there's a live 2016 video I thought looked pretty interesting. Figured I would watch it with you guys, react with it, and we can experience it together. For those who haven't checked out the studio albums of this band, I highly recommend it. They started in 2017 with Souvenirs d'Une Autre Monde. That is an awesome album. Really, really, really great. Kind of headspacey music, very much on the blackgaze, shoegaze side with the black metal vocals. And then we have the 2010 Écailles de Lune, 2012 Les Voyages de l'Âme. Awesome, awesome album. Very, very similar style to Écailles de Lune. 2014, they had a diversion to a more post-rock sound, which I actually still really like this album a lot, but it was called Shelter. That was a cool album. I think my favorite one was actually, I think it was the last song, Deliverance. 2016 was Kodama, and they started going back towards their more blackened sound in addition to what they were doing with the post-rock. And in 2019, on Nuclear Blast Records, they released Spiritual Instinct, which was, I don't want to say a return to their sound, because it wasn't necessarily a return. They were sort of going back to it anyway, but it feels killer. The production's amazing. There's some really, really awesome singles available online. Check them out if you haven't already. So, without further ado, let's check out Alcest Écailles de Lune live video part 1 from 2016. Yeah. I love that room sound. The guitar tone is killer. much emotion in this stuff. Hell yeah. Here comes the quiet blast. Love this. I would love to be on stage playing this. Oh wow, this isn't... They actually performed this part live. When I had seen them, they had some backing tracks. It's really cool to see them singing this part. I love these shoegazy parts. It's amazing how those big chords are still so musical. I love how simple the drum kit is too. You know, you don't need a lot for this. It's really cool. Oh wow, they sing this part too. That's really cool. This really is, you know, of another world. Nice. Hell yeah. I love this part. I love that feeling of one guitar in a big venue. That flanger on there. Such a gorgeous guitar tone. Give me a whole album like this and I would love it. I wonder how they're keeping time here. Nice. Washy black metal that I love. Oh, that was killer. Killer. So, that was really awesome to watch. And for anybody who hasn't checked them out, definitely check them out. Their catalog is amazing. And for those who haven't, I'm truly jealous if this is your first time. For those who love this band, what's your favorite album? What's your favorite song from this record? I would love to hear. Until Ben and I can get together, unfortunately, this is going to be a little bit of some experimenting and having some fun and stuff and trying to pass the time and make some cool videos. And hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's, home and safe and has food and stuff. And for everybody who's out there who's, still working and doing things that they can do, thank you so much for everything that you're doing. We really, really, really appreciate it. As part of this video, I think we wanted to do something kind of new here because this is such an awesome record. I thought it would be really cool to give a shout out to some bands in a similar genre that have recently released albums within the year, maybe the month or so. And I thought it would be kind of cool to showcase them and give them a shout out and, draw some attention to them because these are bands that are in a similar vein to Alcest. So if this is something that you really like, give this a shot. I think you might really like it. So the first one is Skyforest, A New Dawn. This was released on February 20th in 2020. This was a two-man project. Somebody who goes by ABM does all of the instruments, and Michael Rumpel does all the clean vocals. This is an unbelievable album. It's got a ton of really, really great atmosphere on it. There's some additional clean vocals by Écailles de Lune in The Night Is No More and Scattered Ashes. The album art is stunning, totally awesome fantasy vibes, very, very high contrast colors, gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. It's an amazing album. Check out a clip. It's available on CD, tape, and vinyl. Definitely check it out. Go to their Bandcamp, pick it up because they definitely deserve your support. Another great band that I thought was awesome was VAR. I had found them on Bandcamp recently. They just released an album. It's called As Dusk Fell, and it came out on March 13th of 2020. This is an EP. Pretty awesome, fairly short. Check out a clip. So as you can see, this is definitely of the washy, atmospheric black metal nature. Really, really, really great band. They're relatively new. They actually started in 2020, and they're from Olympia, Washington. I couldn't find much on their lineup, but I didn't really care because I liked the mystery thing, so that was kind of cool. This definitely fits a gorgeous dark landscape. It's a killer EP. It's short. I can't wait for more. I definitely couldn't pick a favorite song because the whole thing is just great front to back. They don't have any physical yet, but definitely pick up a copy. It's digital only, but the EP is great. Support them. They're an awesome band. The next band is Olava. Probably going to pronounce that incorrectly, so I apologize. Or Olhava, maybe. Their new album, Ladoga, was released on March 20th of 2020. They're from St. Petersburg, Russia, and they've been active since 2016. This is a two-man project. Andrei Novozolov, sorry about mispronouncing your name. He does all instruments and vocals. And then Timur Yusupov does the drums. Check out a clip. Love the album artwork. Awesome, awesome illustrative style. This record really, really is, it's a killer album. If you like the atmospheric black metal thing, give them a check out. I really think you might like it. My favorite song on the album was Heart is a Lonely Hunter. Really, really cool song. They have a lot of merch. Pick up some. Support these guys. They are freaking awesome. Another band that you should check out is Zakaz. Hofter Holdi is their new album. It just released on March 24th in 2020. They're from Reykjavik, Iceland, which my wife and I were supposed to go travel there, but unfortunately we can't travel right now. Given that I love atmospheric black metal, this is kind of a nice way to imagine that I'm there. They're a cool band. They've been active since 2012. Their new album was written by a member that goes by just the number one, so kind of a shrouded in mystery thing there going on. The album art is very surprising for this genre. I thought it was kind of cool though. It's black and white with a lot of geometric shapes on it. I thought it was still pretty awesome and a little bit different. Most atmospheric black metal bands go with the landscape art and the wintry days and the misty forests. And not that I'm complaining because I love that stuff, but this was just kind of cool to see. Check out a clip. So these guys, awesome band. They've got a ton of merch. They've got shirts, hoodies, CDs. This is an excellent album. My favorite song on this record was Unbroken We Stand. And the last one, last but not least, this is a really, really cool album that was released on March 6th. This is the band Within Thy Wounds. They released Forest of Iniquity. They're from Texas, USA, which I was actually really surprised to hear that. Most of these bands that I've listed here are foreign, but this band's from Texas. So awesome. They've been active since 2019. This is their first full length. I couldn't find anything on their social media or info on members, but I loved this album. I thought it was really, really great. The album art's fitting. It's a bleak, wintry forest landscape. It's the perfect mood for this kind of stuff. My favorite song on this record was The False Tomb of Despair. There's no physicals yet, but the digital is $1, so please go grab it. This is just a killer release. Go pick it up. So once again, thank you so much for your time. Check out these bands, give them a like, give them a subscribe, share around, pick up some merch. Support your artists. This is a really difficult time for a lot of people who are working hard. And thank you so much. Love you. Good night.